Okay, so maybe this time it'll actually fucking load or record. By the way, this jumps right into the fucking title of the game, which is nice, as opposed to every other fucking game that I played where we start with like shit like this and we're like, what could it possibly be? I'm still gonna sit here and watch it though. I don't give a shit. So, just an update. There's been some time between the last recording and this recording and the uploads and all that jazz. It's because I fucking am sick of this shit. And I'm pretty sure everybody else is too, but that's not going to change anything. I still have to probably record it at some point, assuming YouTube will ever let me upload it. Look at all these winners that designed this game. Amazing! F.E.A.R. That was a weird effect that happened on the screen. That's fine. So, you'll notice that I could load a game, because I did actually play a game. And then it didn't record any of my audio, and that kind of pisses me off. So now we got to do it all the fuck over again. So here we are. We're playing Inception. That's what it says we're playing. So that's what we're playing. Fuck my life. Press the NE key. So the reason why I'm playing this game, there are two reasons. Number one, because prior to this, a friend of mine and I started playing co-op F.E.A.R 3, recording it. We played it long before I ever started recording anything, but we also started recording F.E.A.R 3. So spoiler alert, that's coming out at some point. I put spoiler alerts, I think, in the F.E.A.R 3, whatever. So partly I need to play the good games before, building up to the shit that this series became. But part of it is also because this game is sort of near and dear to my heart. This is the very first scary game that I ever played. And it's, you could argue how scary it actually is. But I was playing this game in broad daylight and very nearly shitting my pants. So, I'm kind of a wuss. Was kind of a wuss. Still am, but not as much. Because, if you're a connoisseur of scary games, you know that the best way to be able to play those is, like, in the dark. Not necessarily even alone. Just, like, when all the lights are out, there's no light coming from outside. And, even if it's if you're, playing with other people, it's still like, oh, God, what the fuck is going on? Like, Amnesia still works while you're, fucking, hanging out with other people. I happen to know for a fact, which is part of the why that game is so great. This game, on the other hand, like I said, this is the very first scary game I ever played, and I forgot, even after having recorded this first part already, forgotten how bad the animation was. This is kind of old. I have to look up how old it is, and I don't care enough to do that, but it's getting up there in years, so it's kind of interesting that shit's gone down for a ridiculous premise of an acronym for a game. I mean, you gotta admit it worked out pretty well. Had a good run until they started making sequels. This guy, he's just making out with her veins, or his veins, I don't know. I'm not gonna judge Fettel. That's Fettel, by the way.
Yes. Sorry to wait.
Oh god, I forgot. It's such a long intro.
What happened?
Not as long an intro as BioShock Infinite. That game goes on forever and always.
We can still resolve this discreetly, but we have to move fast.
Oh god.
All right.
Oh god, indeed.
Make a few calls.
Still playing Inception. I don't know if anybody heard that part of it.
This wacko's name
So,
is Fettel. He's
look
the
at
key.
this amazing...
Contain
So,
him
here's
to
one thing
contain
that I
the
remembered.
situation.
Look at my shoe!
I think he has an agenda. It's not just recreational. He's getting something out of it.
I think it's recreational.
What's his story?
So yeah, we're supposed to be watching the screen and listening to things that are going on. But I'm going to ignore that because it's dumb. We're going to go and we're going to kill this guy because he's bad, okay? Why did it get all pixelated? Oh, okay, never mind, I fixed it.
This is why nobody takes us seriously. Military clones.
A full battalion of them, highly trained and heavily armed.
So, like, that guy clearly trained her.
Like I
She
said,
has...
put settle down and it's over.
Okay.
Fortunately, the whole
But
point
then
of
that
the
guy
program is to get
clearly
commanders
doesn't do a
first
whole
hand
lot
out
of the
battlefield without putting them in danger.
running and breaking
And
down
legions should be able to
doors.
corner
He
the
does a lot
bad
more
guys
of, like,
without having
the
to wade through all
donut
those
munching,
soldiers.
sitting in the fucking van,
Army came and planted a
doing
transmitter
stuff,
in his head.
waiting for,
Showed
like,
us right to him.
somebody to call in, and then he sends other people out from the van.
What about you, buddy? Ready to go to work?
You're putting him in the
No.
Are you
No,
crazy?
I don't want to
He
go.
just transferred in a week
No.
ago.
You've seen his training results. His reflexes are totally off the charts. I think he can
So
get
there's,
it.
yeah, they do a whole thing where they're like, oh,
Goddamn right it is.
you're awesome. You're a badass. That's why you're getting sent out on your very... You, like, just showed up, and they're like, here, go out on a mission. I'm pretty sure that never happens in real life. I don't remember this creepy scene. I remember Fallout 3.
You will be a god.
Oh god, Liam Neeson. You look really terrible before the graphic jump. There was a point where, for like a while there, we got graphics to work out well, and they jumped the uncanny valley, and it was great. And then for some reason, I guess we kind of went back. Can I get the fuck out of this car now, please? Look at my legs! Okay, game paused. Get me out of this car! So, I gotta remember all the fucking commands. Look at my sleeves on my fucking arms, too. Look at this. Look at my one leg. Oh, look at that. Okay. It's not working as well as I'd like it to, so we'll just do that. Thank you. Okay. I'm remembering all my commands that I just recently set. Yeah. Plus, I've been switching games like a mofo, so... makes it really difficult to know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Ready? This is the coolest shit ever. Watch that fucking mouse. Boom! Just turns into a whiff of blood and fur. Okay, yeah. It says X. I promise you I'm not using X, because that would be stupid. Best way to open a door ever.
Hey, bro. What took you so long? Try to find a way around.
Oh yeah, and this game does that thing where everybody talks to you over the radio, even if they're at point blank range. I think it tried, though, to do, like, if you're walking near the person that's talking to you, you hear on the radio and in your head, or I'm sorry, not in your head. That would be weird. But you hear it like normally, like if they were talking to you from 5 feet away, and you also hear it over the radio, which also is kind of weird. Oh, fuck that rat. There's not an achievement for it. This was back before achievements were... I played it on the PC. I'm playing it on the PC right now, as you can tell, based on the fact that it's giving me commands that are keyboard commands. But I played this on the PC, and that was before the days of the bullshit of, like, oh, we have achievements and shit. Which, one of the games that I'm playing right now is complete and utter bullshit for that reason. Oh, shit! That's weird. I'm playing Hitman Absolution, and I played through all of the other Hitman games. Oh god, there's a guy over there. And I really liked them. I'm playing through Absolution, though, and I gotta say, between the achievements that I don't like achievements. I'm more and more opposed to those as I get older. Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an asshole and I'm not good at games and I don't want there to be actual proof of that. I'm not trying to tell a lie and just be like, oh yeah, I totally did that in that game, where I found a skateboard and dive bombed it off of a fighter jet into the Kraken's mouth, and just lie, because that's much easier than you can actually go look at my achievement score and be like, no, you didn't. Took me 2 shots to take out a lock. It's going to work out really well when I start shooting people. I could start aiming, I suppose, but I haven't started doing that yet.
Hold on a sec.
Boom! Breaking that glass.
You ready?
Alright, this time I have an eye on the clock. So, That's something I didn't do before. So, it's very... I don't know. I didn't play a whole lot of games that were really scary games before this. I feel like there was a lot of this that was experimental, but maybe it was all done before in other games that I just don't know, and I'm just an asshole for not remembering that. Or not knowing that, rather. I can't say I don't remember it if I never knew it. But like sequences like this where you're like in slow-mo, you're like, whoa, I'm in slow-mo, that's weird. And you can't get out of it, and there's like these weird, focusing patterns that they're doing with the, the lens effects and shit. You're like, oh god. But then we have this.
Jin, we need you up here.
On my way.
How long have you been behind my
Too
ass?
late, boss. Just leftovers.
Yeah, we could sit here and we could listen to stuff. We're not even into the really weird, creepy stuff right now. Oh, okay, I guess I want to go take a look around. Maybe I will be an asshole. And, okay. So there's a thing that's about to happen here, and it sort of sets the tone for... Nope, that was a bad shot. Sort of sets the tone for the rest of the game that I remember in my mind. Was that it has the awesome kind of jump scares here. And you know what? This was the first thing that happened. We're about to see it here. Let me check on something. I don't remember. That's my phone. Just ignore that. So this is bullshit. Alright, cool. I've wanted to do that since the very moment that I started playing this game, and that happened. He just comes out of nowhere and clubs me over the head. I thought it was a shovel. For some reason, I have the mental image of a shovel hitting me in the face for that scene. But clearly it looked like a piece of plywood that he hit me with.
It makes no difference.
So he's doing some stuff, and he's got blood on his face, and it's supposed to be really creepy. But, so, the very first time I played this, I was like, oh god, something came out and hit me in a, I have been trying, I've been trying ever since then, every time I replay this on anything, console, PC, whatever, I've been trying to shoot at Fettel just to see if it does anything. It doesn't, as you can see. I actually did manage to fire off a couple rounds in his face. Looks like 4 rounds altogether. But it didn't work. It didn't do anything. When I went to record this before, I knew this was going to happen, and I still jumped a little bit when he came and he hit me, because I thought, for some reason, I remember him coming from this side, and then all of a sudden he comes from here, beats me over the head with like plywood, and I really did not see it coming. I was really disappointed in myself. Wow, did you see that great? Wow, that's amazing. That was the thing that I remember as far as with animation and shit. I remember when The Force Unleashed came out, they were like bragging about, wait, what? Oh, I know where I am. What a great like physics system they were going to put into that. So that way when you threw things at other things, they wouldn't, like if you threw things at, oh, yeah, there's a whole conversation I was supposed to hear where they were creeped out by me or whatever.
You boys run along. I'll be busy here for a while.
And apparently you're not creeped out by that? Is she our coroner? What the fuck is this? Are you a boy or a girl? Yeah. I don't know what that guy's doing in the back.
I've tried so hard to forget.
But yeah, they were bragging about like, oh, if you throw somebody at the wall, on this side, it'll break one way, and if you throw it in the middle, it breaks another way. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. But I don't think it ever did that in the actual game, especially not on the Wii version, from what I've heard.
Our job is to keep them alive. Do not engage the enemy. Remember that we are not dealing with ordinary bad guys. Team 1 will move.
It's true of most games, though, right? It's you start out with the high ideals that you're going to make the best game ever. Or you decide you're not going to make the best game ever. You're going to make a piece of shit game on purpose, and then it ends up actually still being shittier than that. So Inception was first, and then Initiation. That seems like a terrible combination, or a terrible sequence of events. This is not an unfortunate series of events. Nobody wants to see Jim Carrey in a scary game. Okay, we're doing stuff now. This is probably also the first game that I played. I just remember this too as well. This is probably the first game that I played that had swear words in it. And it was like, ooh, so naughty. They said fucking shit. I don't even think I was saying those words very often at that point. Could be wrong.
Since you're on point, see if you can get this gate open. I'd send one of my boys, but I think we need a specialist for this one.
Oh, he's mocking me, get it? Boy, if I were...
Find that gate control yet?
I'm right here! Obviously I haven't found the gate control yet.
Come on, we ain't got all day.
Shut up. I hope you die. What's in here? This thing? Yeah. Probably don't need to do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way. Probably, because, yeah, could have gone up there and jumped down and all. It's fine. Oh, yeah. So this was also back in the days when you had actual health and armor rather than a vague notion of, like, how red the screen was getting. Okay. Nothing in there. But I'll break that window just for lulz. Oh, this guy looks like he's dead. Are you dead? Take your pulse. Yep, he's dead. Alright. Alright, guys. I'm gonna cover you from here. Got this. You got this? I got this. I got all the windows puzzled out. If anything happens, I'm gonna be right here. Alright? You good? Are you good? You. I missed it the first time. I actually legitimately tried to hit it and I missed it. Oh, I will. I'm just gonna cover you guys all the way into the yard. Just to make sure nothing bad happens to you, even though you're jackasses. Uh-oh, the lights are flickering. Lights are flickering in this game, and also shit happening on my HUD. So the theory is that, like, the HUD is not part of the game. The HUD is part of your face in the game. Like, your game face. And so that's why your HUD flickers, is because there's crazy shit happening that's interfering with it. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. I wonder if something bad happened to those guys. Oh, no. I don't even know what that guy is shooting at. He's just shooting at a wall. And she's coming from a totally different way. And that guy's head's... Oh, okay. Yeah, she's coming from that side. They just see a little girl and they just start shooting, because that's what you do. And before anybody gets all uppity about it and says, like, well, they knew they were coming after Alma, they actually did not. Because these guys are the guys that we're joining up with. We know about Alma, I guess. But the army guys don't. They just got turned into skeletons that make no sense. And these guys are scissoring each other. Are they? Oh, almost. Sorry, I destroyed the illusion there. They almost were scissoring each other. They missed. Must have been their first date. It's awkward, you know, when you have that first date and, you know, I guess some people can just pull it off, right? We're all, I shouldn't say pull it off. They could put it in much, much better. You know, and some of us are clumsier. Yeah, so the whole thing is like, oh, it's part of your actual HUD. Pacific Rim! What is that movie? I'll let you decide if it was good or bad. It was a movie, and, you know, just not go crazy. So, I forgot. Oh, dude, I bumped him in the face. He dead. I don't know if there's a point where you can start opening doors by kicking them open, or if that starts in another game. Okay, watch this. He's killing your dudes. Eh. Right. I don't have to loot bodies. This is just kind of weird. I mean, you just drop stuff for me. It's nice. Boosh! So, they put a subtle thing in the game, and I don't know if it's going to work right now. Fucking... There was a point in this game when I was playing it the first time where I did this with a thing with a little receiver, and it started playing the boo-doo-dee, the old school, you know, you need to get off the line, you dumb shitball. And I would walk by it. I had to walk by it in this hallway a couple of times. And it was creepy as fuck. Like, again, I was, you know, sort of young and naive and sort of a pussy, but this game created an atmosphere that freaked the shit out of me. Yeah. So that's where I went in. Nope, I didn't go in that way. I don't know. We're just gonna leave. There's not a whole lot of reason for me to explore a whole lot. You can get some of the, you know, the reflex boosters and health boosters, but I don't actually give that much of a shit. So, fuck it, right? Right, fuck it. So, that guy wasn't pushed, which is what it looks like when you first walk by and you see that guy fall. He just was sitting there, and then gravity slowly caught up to rigor mortis. Or beat rigor mortis, I guess, since they're still in the flappy mode. Not in that flash drive mode just yet. Boom, boom, boom. My mama didn't raise no fool. Oh, okay. See, yeah, so this is where I'm supposed to go. Dat checkpoint.
All elements be advised that Echo Zero isn't responding. Command, this is Echo 7. Should we investigate? Negative. I'll dispatch a search team.
So they put an almost stealth aspect in this game where you can sit there and just be like, BAM!
Who's over there?
I wonder if I can do this. Hello? No, don't do that, you guys. Okay. Well, we're gonna leave. Just gonna go this way. Oh yeah, dual wield. Because what am I? Some sort of dude who doesn't dual wield? Bet your ass I'm gonna dual wield. Oh yeah, so supposedly the thing they put in this game, which they put in every game, they just don't call it out in most games, was that because F.E.A.R is telepathically linked to all the soldiers, it was supposed to be... I was talking earlier about, like, when you decide you're going to make a game, they were like, we're going to create a game where you have, like, squad tactics you have to fight against because these guys are all psychically linked. All of them know what all of the other ones know. So if one of them sees you...
Squad, check in. Target sighted!
If one of them sees you, all of them know where you are, right? And it's just like... And it sounded really cool when I first saw that they were doing that. Like on the back of the box or whatever, they were like, unique squad tactics that you have to do or whatever. It sounds really cool. And then if you think about it, it's just like, well, it's just like every other game. There's nothing terribly unique about it. In fact, it would be something more interesting if a game didn't do that. Which games are really bad about doing. They just don't know. I had to keep away. I don't know if I have a quick save button bound, but I don't want to use it if I do. Okay. Been a little trigger happy on the quick save in the other games that I've been playing. Except for Absolution, because again, that game, whatever. It's a little bullshitty, is what it is. It's a little bit too linear, which is what you don't want in a Hitman game. See, like, again, when I first played it, and I'm like creeping around, like, oh god, there's fucking baddies everywhere. And then like stuff falls off the walls. Again, I played this game in broad daylight, and I was still pretty much scared. I like how you just ran at me, bruh. Okay. And I am much better at PC games than I am at console games, which is what I've been doing for the most part for the recordings, is fucking playing games that I don't like on console. So it's a bad combo, because it's like, oh, I fucking hate this game, and also I'm bad at it on this in this method of playing it. I'm much better. I'm still not good. Like, I still can't beat other PC gamers, but if you had ever seen me play this on 360, you would see this is much better than I normally do, even on normal mode. Oh, I'm on always run. Contact with this. Nope. I've loved the grenades in this game since they first came out. Or since it first came out. Since these games first came out, I guess, would be the best way to say that. Because they have a timer, but they also explode on contact, which makes them pretty much the best games ever. The best grenades, rather, ever, not the best games. Yeah, so this was all for story when I played it. I think there's an achievement on the 360 version that it's like, oh, you listen to all the audio logs, which I can't imagine how you would do that. Mostly because you'd have to sit around and like listen to that shit for all that time, and it's kind of irritating. Some bad guys are going to come out, I think, while I'm getting ready to do this, so just getting ready. Just preparing myself. I am prepared. Pretty sure I nailed him. I got him good for you, pa. More checkpoints. So we are reaching a point where I'm thinking about calling it. Probably not. We'll see how long it takes me to get to the end of an interval. And this game has a lot of intervals. Like, I don't remember how many F.E.A.R 2 had, but F.E.A.R 3 only really has about 12 or 13 intervals, which makes it a really short game as opposed to this game. This game took a long ass time.
Check the upper floor. Yes, sir.
Nah, don't check the upper floor, you guys. Just stay down there. I have to wonder about a psychic army. How do they respond to headshots? Well, a psychically linked army. A psychic army is like what Professor Xavier would summon if he were so inclined. Oh, yeah. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go, so I'm going to go check over here first. I'm supposed to go that way. So this way might be something else. Remember how I said I wasn't going to explore? Totally went to explore. Also, there were some bad dudes over here. There was one bad dude. One bad mamma jamma. Oh shit, I was shooting that guy through the other guy. You got a lot more than 3 men down. You down too, sucker? Get down, get down, get down tonight. Oh, come on. I don't know what they do when they die, but they like explode into a shower of sparks and go flipping end over end commando style. And by that I mean the movie Commando, starring the Governator. If you ever watched that movie, if you haven't already, go watch that movie because it's classic Arnold in a movie. There's a great part though where you realize that every time somebody gets hit with a grenade, they're not actually like getting blown back. They're just doing flips, like front flips, landing on their feet and then like flopping over like they're dead. It's hilarious. It makes the entire experience that much more enjoyable. Oh God. See, it still is legitimately frightening.
Someone there. Someone there. Someone there.
Nope, nobody's there. There's just some ash. What an ash hole. So another difference between when I first started playing this game, or when I first played this game, and now that I'm playing it, in addition to having, you know, grown up and grown some balls and not my balls dropped, like I went from being a boy to being a man, but I literally grew balls. I generated them in order to be able to play games like this. But I was also playing this game at the time while I had roommates, and there's a fun story that'll happen there. It'll happen later in this game that I'll be like, hey, remember when I told you that there was going to be a story about this later? This is that story. But there's funny stories that happen because... No, nobody's here. Seriously, stop saying that. But because I had roommates that did not appreciate me yelling because of this game, not at this game like I do now. Now I yell at games. But before it was like, oh God, I'm actually scared, so I was making little, you know, scared baby noises. Except they were really loud. So anyway, there's going to be a story involving that later. And then you'll understand why it is that I hate a lot of my friends. I really... Maybe they just only started doing this in like F.E.A.R 2, but I really want the ability to just fucking SWAT storm doors by kicking them in. It's pretty much the greatest thing. This is really fast, but I think I'm going to call it here. Pretty close to here, because there's a thing that's about to happen. So you ready for this? Wow, look at this lovely busted out window. I'm just going to go ahead and jump down. La 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 la. Now remember this scene right here, because this is the scene that you have to remember. So there's a little creepy girl is walking towards you after she's killed a whole bunch of dudes, and blowing up the entire hallway behind you and throwing you out a window. I thought the first time I played this that I was actually jumping in the middle of a slow-mo cutscene. You're not. You're being thrown out by an explosion. You just literally get shot out through a window. And so yeah, just remember that scene for later, because that's the first time you see that little girl whose name is Alma. Spoiler alert. The first time you see Alma as a ghostly projection or whatever, she's wearing that little red coat from fucking Schindler's List, and she's turning some guys into goo, and leaving their skeletons behind. And then the second time you see her, she blows up a hallway and hurls you out into the abyss. By the way, this is a thing that doesn't normally happen.
He doesn't appear to be injured, although
Blah,
I don't
blah,
know
blah.
how he survived.
Escalation. So it was inception, initiation, and now it's escalation. We're going to get on a set of moving stairs and go up. Or down, I guess.
You can't send
Is it really an escalator if it goes down? I don't know if that's true. So this is the reverse of what normally happens in like law enforcement-esque shooters and and shows and things like that, where they're like, you just got thrown out of a building, you need to take some time off, and you're like, no, I'm gonna keep going, I gotta catch that guy who get my partner, or whatever the fuck you would say in that situation. This, on the other hand, it's just like they don't even ask me. They're like, "Are you okay?" They're just like, "Yeah, send him on in. He's fine. Just keep going, just keep going." So, yeah, that's going to be the first section here. We got through 2 intervals. I think that's going to start changing as we get further in. I think the intervals will get longer, but we'll find out later. In the meantime, let's just admire the view, and then we'll admire this view too, just to keep it fair. We're keeping it fair, okay? We're not sexist. We're still kind of sexist assholes. By we, I mean me. So there's that.